Hola mi gente, MsMalcolmHughes here. Welcome back. Today we're coming to do another book review. We are reviewing book 3 in the Ethics series by Ashley Antoinette. And if you're not familiar, go watch my book reviews for Moth to a Flame, Ethic 1 and Ethic 2 to get caught up. But we are following a man who's currently troubled. He has done a horrific thing and he's trying to make amends for it. So in this book we pick up with the aftermath of a lot. Spoiler review, okay? If you haven't read book 1 or book 2, stop the video, okay? So we pick up with coming off of the repercussions of Cream causing Alani to lose the baby in her womb that was hers. In Ethics, the baby's name is Love Okafor. So it opens up with Ethic ending the life of Cream, causing him to suffer slowly. That's how it opens up. And Ethic doesn't take lead in this, right? It's just something that had to be done. And another thing, that's the thing with Ethic, I love people who operate based on their rules. And you stick to that. You have a code, you stick to your code. And even if you evolve and grow, your code is to your code. So I love that Ethic is really, we open up with him really contemplating and understanding the dichotomy of his life. How on one side he's Ethic, he can go out into the world and do these things, but then he can go home to his life, which is so different, and be Ezra, the father, the protector, the provider, all of these things, and really trying to reconcile what all of that means for him. So Ashley Antoinette has been trying to do that through this series, but I feel like book 3 is where she really brings all of it together. And we get a deeper understanding of who Ethic is and why he makes the choices that he has made. We learn more about Ethic's childhood and why he chooses broken women. And we get the background on his family a little bit, not too much, but just enough for us to begin to paint a fuller picture of who Ethic is and the traumas that have helped to shape who the man is before us. But one of the storylines I really loved here, again, we have always two running side by side, Ethic and Morgan. So we have Ethic, who is really trying to convince Alani, like he's processing through his pain and frustration with her because she didn't tell him that he was pregnant, that she was pregnant, and had she told him, he would have been able to protect her from Cream. But then also him having this attraction to her and her having this attraction to him, and really unpacking the road. You know, even while you're reading it, you're like, this is a slow burn. It gets frustrating sometimes because you just want them to get to the part where they're together. But I do appreciate the way that Ashley Antoinette walks us through the unpacking of all of the emotions there. On the other side, we have Morgan. M, Morgan, and Messiah. And we're watching Morgan grow up and mature, and we're watching Messiah become even more intense and protective about Morgan. And what does this mean? There's also an underlying thread that hasn't been pulled yet. Messiah has a secret, and it's just clear that this is going to be something that pains Morgan down the line. And Messiah is just the type of dude where, if you watch my video where I was talking about my top 5 book bays, Messiah's just the type of dude where you want when you're young. It's young, it's passionate, it's fire, it's all-consuming type of love and romance. But one thing Ashley Antoinette hints at, and I know from personal experience, hey, as bright as it burns, baby, it's gonna hurt just as bad. So I'm sitting here just anxious for Morgan, because I'm like, oh, it's gonna be some pain here for you, child. Just even the journey, not even like it ending, but the journey itself. And it's just, it's ups and downs, it's all of it. So watching and exploring that is also really fun. I can say Messiah's starting to get on my nerves a little bit because of the pain and the things that he does to cause that and inflict that pain sometimes. But still a rock solid character. Love Messiah, love Morgan. Really curious to see where that will go. But then coming back over to Ethic and Alani, I appreciated Ashley Antoinette for this book. Book 3 is my favorite so far, because in all the other books I'm usually high on, like, just on my pins and needles, like just waiting for something super traumatic to happen to piss me off or stress me out. And here we didn't really get that, and I appreciated it. It really was a slow burn and unpacking of emotions and the complexities of love, and when trauma and pain is involved, and how do you forgive someone, how do you grow and evolve with someone, how do you stay true to yourself but also be 100% committed to a partner and loyal in that relationship. What does all of that mean? So what is forgiveness? And so this book, for me, as someone who loves love, loves to talk about love, loves to unpack all of the complexities of romance and life in that way, this was like just the best meal, right? When you just think of your best meal coming out at the restaurant, it smells amazing, it looks amazing, then when you taste it, it's just divine. That was this for me. Like, I stayed up way too late at night, and I was like, I gotta go to work in the morning, I gotta go to sleep. It was one of those reads for me. It was so good. I didn't want to rush through it because I didn't want it to end, but I also couldn't not read it because I needed to know what was going to happen. So this one I loved. Like I said, it was my favorite of the series so far. This is book 3. I know that there are 6 books in the Ethics series, and I know that it continues on with the Butterfly series as well, so I'm excited to read all of it. But book 3 was just something special, right? I fell in love with Ezra ethic in book 3 before I was feeling, oh yeah, it's cool, I really was rocking with Messiah. But like I say in my video, ethic is my more evolved and elevated self, right? When I aspire to be my highest version of myself, ethic is the type of man that I would pursue and really want to grow and evolve with. So I grew to appreciate him in this book and everything that he offers, and I love that we get more insight to his pain, his backstory, and I'm just excited to see the story evolve and to see how he became the person that he is even more closely. So I love that. The book ends with a cliff, and it's one that's personal for me. I understand that, like, when you feel as if God hasn't shown up for you, it's really hard to, especially when you're young, when you feel like when you were actually in pain and traumatic situations and God didn't show up, for you to be now grown and older, and for someone to want you to have that connection, and you're like, I've been doing it on my own. Like, it's so much to unpack there, but really just, how do you trust something that you're no longer sure you even believe in, and that you feel like failed you a number of times? So that's kind of the cliff we end on, and I'm just excited to see where it goes, honestly. I feel like it's so well written. I feel like Ashley Antoinette, her pen is only growing stronger. That's one thing I love about reading the same writer. You get to see them evolve and grow, and I love the messaging. I love the style of writing. I love the dialogue. I will say that in every video. The dialogue is just superb. I become so invested in these characters and wanting to know their outcomes and what's going on in their lives. Just love it so much. So on my scale of read now, read when you have time, and read if you want, book 3 is the first one I can say without a doubt for everyone is a read now. Read it now. You got to read the rest of the series to get here, but read it now. Can't say that enough. I loved it so much. That's it for me. Until next time, I'm MsMalcolmHughes, one who believes that books are sometimes better than people. Please remember to give time, to be kind to each other, and to have the best day of your life on purpose. Peace. Odavo. Adios. Ciao.